Everyone, how are you all doing today? The force is strong with you, I can see it now. Someone has supplied me with the plans to their map. This is going to be a first impressions video. I hope it impresses for their sake, because the Emperor is not as forgiving as I am. You are welcome to provide helpful feedback. How you may do it differently if it were your map. Or things that you like.
So with that being said, let's jump right in. So this map was given to me from somebody to look at. And when I first saw the thumbnail, I'll show you the thumbnail. I said, man, that's not a map, that's a photograph. It looked like a photograph in the thumbnail. That's really impressive. So I didn't believe it at first until I loaded it. I loaded it and I seen for myself that yeah, it does look pretty good. I'm not even sure if the houses you see are from the game or if they were made. I mean, I haven't really paid much attention. I don't remember seeing these in the game. But I like the way the thing starts off. It starts you off, normally, I already looked at it for a minute. It starts you off in the driveway there, looking out at the other house. So what we'll do is just drive around, kind of look at it, see what we think. And I can say first off, whoever built this subdivision, I'd be getting on to them because they left a lip there. That's gonna be something you trip over one day. Yeah, I'm just messing around. So it's really impressive, the houses and the way they got it looking like a subdivision. And it feels better. It feels better like it's hold on a minute. I'm having a hard time talking here. I like the fact that it feels like it's wide open. You don't feel crammed in. Like in East Coast, when you're in that little neighborhood, everything's like crammed up really tight together. This is more like a subdivision I would see here where I live, where I used to go hang out with a friend of mine. He was a pretty good friend, but this is what it looked like. If you were pulling up in his subdivision, it looked like this. Like the houses were not too close together, not too far apart. It felt larger. You know what I mean? It felt like you were in a neighborhood back street flying through there. But I really like it. I haven't tried to do that yet, like make a neighborhood. But this would be a good damn start right here. Now what you see here is this is a terrain paint. It's a terrain paint that is basically a template. This is what y'all to think it was a bad texture or something. It's actually part of the template. So if we go into the world editor and then we zoom out a bit, I can show you what it actually is doing. And it's the same thing I do if I'm trying to make a place that's a real location. So he's got this texture here called overlay. And you can see it basically is like a satellite photograph of the area laid onto the ground as a base texture map, just like they do in the game, the developers do, where you got a map that you see when you're far away, and then it gets closer and you can see like macro and details. But this serves a good purpose because it makes it easy for you to lay down your mesh roads, if that's what you're doing, or your decals, or if you're trying to go very precisely to match this location. It's probably where the guy lives. That'd be the way to do it, you know, because you don't get no more accurate than a satellite shot, you know what I mean? That's probably why it feels so good in here driving around, because it feels like natural. It feels natural. One of the things I noticed too about this is there's these little blue things that I don't know if they're decals, but I like it because it gives the look like it's water. Like it's marshland or something. Maybe like something you'd see in Florida. Maybe the guy needs an alligator in his scene. And a little dog walking on the side of the thing about to get eaten by the alligator. I've seen one alligator in my whole life. That's the only time in the wild, I've seen one time in Louisiana. I was thinking about swimming in the thing that I seen it in. I'm glad I didn't get in there. Oops. So the water I like. He's got it looking like it's got dirt and mud under it. He hasn't got a lot done, so there's not a lot I can really say. Other than I really like them houses. I like the variety of grass. If you go into the terrain painter, you'll see he's got quite a variety of different grasses. And so we got that one. Grass flat. Grass dry. Dirt grass. Mulch. Forest floor. I don't think he's finished with those. Asphalt. Asphalt 1. Asphalt 2. I like the black asphalt. I do like that. So that's what you got going in the way. Oh, I missed some. I got these other 4 grasses too. I think these are the dev maps grasses from the different levels. Not sure if I've seen the yellow ones. And maybe he made them. I'm not sure. But that one looks familiar. The purple, I've seen that on my map. The only thing I think they ought to do differently, not the creator of this map, but the people that make the game, like, I think the trees are not tall enough. It doesn't feel like real life. It just don't. And it's not the person that made the map's fault. It's just the way they depicted the trees in this game. They don't look big enough. Kind of give you an idea what I'm talking about. Let me get a few of these trees and move them over here. That's a lot of damn trees. I didn't even really look to see how many. But that's dense. That's very densely packed. I'd suggest if you're having FPS problems, I'm seeing mine dipping now. But I'm also not in full screen, and I'm also looking at it in the world editor, which is slower. But that's pretty dense. It's really dense. You can do that accidentally if you use the terrain forest tool, right? And you paint and you tell the density to be like 100, then it's going to put a bunch of them in a little small area. Something's going on here with my screen. I'm getting this weird ghost effect. I think I know what it is. I think it's the DLL. It's not doing right. DLAA is not doing right for some reason. Yeah, because I got a ghost of a damn screen for some reason. It's fine now, but in the world editor, and maybe that's why the world editor is crashing with it sometimes, because it is messed up. Yeah. Oh, you know what it is? I bet. I wasn't thinking about this. It might be these overlays, game filters. Turn that off, see if that helps. No, it didn't. Well, that's crap. Well, I won't worry about that anymore. I'm not going to focus on that. Because it is something to do with the world editor. I don't know what it's doing it, but yeah, sometimes that DLAA crashes, and it doesn't look like it's working again today, but it didn't crash at least. But I like it. I do. I think it's got great potential. He made it a 4K map, so he's got plenty of room to expand. I didn't look at the... Oh, about the trees. My bad. Started something and didn't finish what I was saying. I was distracted by the weird look that was on the screen. Let's take some of these back to the house where the houses are. I'll show you what I'm kind of talking about. Oh, we got some right here. Never mind. So what is this tree? There's a bunch of them. They're all oak, bunch of oaks. What I was going to say about the density is you could do what they call blockers, where they're basically a wall of trees that's just more or less a texture that's meant to be kind of like a couple layers back. That it gives the impression that it's a thick forest, but it's not actually. Unless, of course, you go over the top of it and you see that it's a billboard. But you also can do very low poly trees too, if you want to put a lot of them. I am not good at making trees. I tried to make them when I first started this, and it was I couldn't figure out the way to get the backside of it not to be so dark. I figured out through ChatGPT how it might could fix it, but I ain't sure that the technique's going to work, to be honest with you. The size of these things, what I was saying is they're not realistic as far as real life anyway. They're too short. I think they should be bigger. That's more accurate. Maybe not for that particular type of tree, but in general, that's more accurate there, I think. As far as the height, if you drive by it in a car, it looks like what a tree next to a house would look like. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know, we all got opinions. You know, I just think if compared to that, that's more realistic. Like if I walk outside my house and look up, that's about the height of the trees out there. One thing you can do is put your car here and get out of it, like if you were walking around, because this is probably the closest thing to like what you see in real life as far as the field of view and all that's concerned. But yeah, if you look out there, if you say you're on your front porch and you decide to come outside and look at the trees for whatever reason, you come out your front door and you say, you know what, I'm gonna go to the back door. I'm gonna go to the backyard. That's about what you would see. Now, in comparison to that, look at the other trees. Well, we need to get by some of them. Next to one of them, let's move these over there. You know what? It might be the blur causing that. The game's blur. Oh no, it's doing it all the time now. Oh yeah, it's fried now. I'm not even in the world editor. But we should still be able to get through it. Damn, it's getting worse. So let's hurry up. Let's get these over there. And show you what I'm talking about. Something's off, man. They're not even moving where I'm telling them to move. I'm picking them all, but they're going like. I would say it's probably too much water, but I don't think now that I look at this ain't water. It's not water. Those are the outlines for the houses, but they look like water from a distance. I thought they were like swampland. But now looking at it now, I can see what they are. You might could put a fountain in there, you know, like one of those kind that shoot water out of the water. You know what I'm talking about? The decorative kind that just has a geyser shooting water straight up. So you come out your house, you turn around, and you go to your backyard, and nah, that's not the same. I mean, there are trees that size, but I guess I'm basing it based on where I live. I could find a picture and show you all what it looks like here, and you'd be like, oh yeah, I see why you think that. But also, it makes like this cool Sleepy Hollow kind of look if you got them tall on both sides of the road, kind of like it's menacing to go into there. But I definitely would scale back the amount of trees, because that's a lot of trees. I know I copied and pasted some of them, but they all came from that cluster. And it might run good on your system. I mean, it runs okay on this one, but other people probably are going to have some performance problems. You can also do that too with regular static meshes. You can get carried away and have too many of them. And that's what I did with my map. I got too much stuff on it now that I got to figure out what to get rid of. Or just start over. And I'll probably start over and just do small island because it's a smaller map. Because when you got them big maps, 4096, you don't have much wiggle room, you know. Now you can pick the terrain and tell it in the screen error to be 1 or 0 if you want no load management. So you see my frames per second drop down. But I'm not really GPU limited, I don't think, as far as the map. The terrain block hasn't got a lot of polys, is what I'm trying to say. But sometimes you can increase it beyond what it's normally at, and you'll get a performance boost. But I think this isn't going to matter in this map. But some maps do, depending on the terrain. It can help boost performance a little bit. He has the map set to 1, so it's 1 for 1. So it's 4096 by 4096. If you make this 2, you can make it 8K map, or make it 4, a 16K map. But instead of the little bitty blocks that you got, I don't even see my little tool, my little circle. I just realized that's missing. The little cubes that make up the terrain block. The bigger those are, the less detail you're going to be able to, there it is. See, that's the size of the terrain block at 1 to 1. It's half of that at 0.5. So if you were going to, say, make an earthquake, for example, like crack in the road, crack going through the ground, it could be a lot skinnier than that with 0.5, or 0.2 would even be even more skinny. But it gives the terrain block, it makes it smaller. But all the same polys are there, they're just condensed even closer to you, which is even more performance. But it does quite a good job as it is doing the load management for the terrain. So if we look at the wireframe, I can show you a little better what it's doing. So this is a terrain block with 1 to 1 squares. You can see the squares that you can paint if you were painting or if you were making terrain changes. And then you got the, you can make them smaller. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just show you all what the load management does. So at 16 is the default. We'll change it to 0. That didn't make a big difference. Let's do 5. Alright, so the difference is back there, not up close. It's kind of hard to see because we don't got any hills. Let me do it like this. Now up close is 1 to 1. It's when you get far away that it starts to do more aggressive scaling. I just couldn't tell from a minute ago. So as you can see, you get farther away, the blocks get larger. And that's what you see in the background when you look at the shadows on the side of a hill. They look really blocky. But when you get up close, it draws it even more detailed the closer you get. Now what the load management does, the screen error, I'll take it to the other extreme of 0. You see how many damn little bitty squares there are? That's a significant lot more. Now, they're the same size up close, but far away, they're not. There's no load management. So you get the full terrain block in view, all 420 million polys. There's that 42 million polys. Yeah, 42 million polys right now. It's 0. The default's 16. So you can see somewhere now where it's drawn. This is at 3. This makes it 3 million polys. And the most extreme you can go, like 512, brings it down to 1,183,000 polys. So you can see where if you were GPU bound from the terrain block, you could adjust this to get some better performance. When you can see most of the terrain, you know what I mean? It varies from case to case, I'm sure. But this is the default here. Some people will just make theirs like 20. So it's not as noticeable, but it still gives them a little bit more performance. I don't think I'm going to really get a good indicator here of anything. Because it does a pretty good job. The lot management does, as it is. What, 10 frames a second difference? But 10 frames is 10 frames. I guess you can see that, right? So it's clear that it does do something. It just may not notice it or not. Depends on how many frames per second you already got. But anyway, I don't really have a lot more to say about it. I mean, it's very impressive. I like everything I see. I didn't really say a lot that I would do differently because there really isn't much I know about this particular type of map. I haven't tried to make one yet, but based on the other ones in the game, I like the way it looks better than the ones in the game, the way the neighborhood looks. It looks more real. More to real life is what I mean. And this trash bin is his mod, I believe. Well, yeah, it's his mod, but I think he tried to have it spawn in the map as a track object, but I think it's missing out of there. It's not packed with the mod, is what I'm trying to say. Possibly. Or I don't have it. I know what it is. I don't have it in my user folder or my mod folder, so it's not loading it, and he didn't save it to his map, so it's not loading with the map. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure if I can fix that. I can see it real quick if I can. I think I still got the trash can. Garbage bin. So we'll put it into the map in the user folder and the vehicles folder first and see if that was the problem. Reload the map. Yeah, you can pack them together so that when you spawn, they spawn. But what I learned today, looking up stuff with programming stuff and the limitations of free roam compared to doing the flow graph editor, the AI explained it to me better. It's like all the APIs aren't available in free roam. That, you know, when you're like in the doing a scenario, for example, the old way of doing the scenarios, everything's opened up to you. You got more options there to build, create, and that's where the flow graph editor comes in. I don't know it. I haven't really messed with it much, but it's on the to-do list. Yep, there's your trash bins that you can run into. I saw the guy let me preview these trash cans a while back. It's really well put together. I can't believe that he made these at the exact same time the devs made a trash can too. But honestly, I like his better than the ones in the game. They're pretty well put together, man. They basically, this is his mod too. They basically deform like a one of these hard rubber trash cans would. Pretty cool. Yeah, I was messing around with his trash cans. I had spawned, I don't know, maybe 50 of them. And I had them all fall on top of one another. This thing makes it hard to grab these things. I never really liked how when you want to duplicate something, it offsets it like that. I mean, I've seen somewhere in the code where that's at, but like how to modify it, I hadn't even tried to do that. Sometimes you want things to spawn on top. Like, say you got a dummy and you want to put him back in the back seat of the truck, and you don't want to have to keep pausing the game, moving him over, unpausing it. Oh well, we crashed, and well, it's time to move on anyway. Oh yeah, how to pack that. To pack it in the zip with the zip, what you'd have to do is add it to the zip. Just like, let's find it real quick. I keep going to the wrong place. Mods. So in here, garbage bin. No. Back up there now. You gotta go to the map Dover. Open Dover, and in there put the vehicles folder from the other mod folder. Make sense? I think. I'm pretty sure. Wait a minute, where's it at now? Oh, it's in the same place. I get confused because this ain't where I usually put my mods when I'm making stuff, so it's a little backwards for me. Oh, I can't do that in the zip. I gotta open the zip first. And then you zip you zip the levels in the vehicles folder together. Now I'm gonna delete all the other stuff, so this is the only thing in here. Except for my mod, which that ain't gonna be anything that conflicts. So it's not in there. and in levels, it's not in there. We'll delete the temp folder to make sure it's not cached, and then we'll load the map back. To test it. If it loads with the trash cans, then it worked. Yep, let's try it and see. And then you can share it without having to worry about the can not spawning for somebody else. On that's loading, I'll be right back. I didn't pack it right. Oh, that's right. God damn it. I forgot. They got that new way of doing it now. Yeah, I'm not going to... This is the way you used to do it. But I'm pretty sure this ain't the way you do it now that I think about it. Because that's got to be named what the name of the mod is for it to load now. So it is a little different. You usually... Well... AI says it don't matter, but it did matter with mine. So let's just rename it Dover. Let's try it again. Yeah, I kind of figured it didn't load right to it. Something was wrong. And like I said, I may not know how to get this running right. I have to look into that more. Yeah, see, it didn't load it. I'll look into it more.